welcome to another Parker's Cars review, where today I've got my hands on a rather nice Audi S3.
This is the kind of car you buy if you like the look of Audi's regular premium hatchback, but want something with a bit more speed and excitement. First introduced way back in 1999, the S3 has gone on to become one of the most popular hot hatches on the market, offering a strong blend of rapid performance and unflappable everyday usability.
Mind you, it's not without a strong set of rivals. Cars such as the VW Golf R, BMW M135i and Mercedes-AMG A35 all promise similar selling points. So just how good is the S3? Time to find out.
Before I get started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on so you get a reminder every time we publish a new video. At the time of filming, the S3 is available with a single powertrain option and 2 trim levels, namely the base version that we have here and the more expensive Vorsprung spec.
Slide behind the wheel of the S3 and the first thing you'll see is Audi's virtual cockpit system in place of standard dials. As always, it's one of the best digital dashboard displays, purely because of how clear and easy it is to use. Plus, there's plenty of customization. I can easily flick between the sat-nav, media, phone and car information displays just by using the arrow buttons on the wheel. The main infotainment system continues in a similar vein, with slick graphics and easy to understand menus. It's touchscreen, so there's no longer a rotary dial on the centre console like you got on the previous S3, but we've no real complaints about usability. Not least because the S3 has, hurrah, physical climate control buttons. They don't look the most appealing, but they are so easy to use. And there's even dedicated buttons for the heated seats, which when you're filming this review in the winter is very handy. Elsewhere, the driving position is excellent and the steering wheel is a nice size and shape, with small but solid gear shift paddles and a standalone cruise control stalk positioned in behind. I wasn't sure about this stubby gear lever when I first saw it, but it does have a very nice action to it and it obviously saves room, which is great for storage space. This version doesn't have a wireless phone charger, but there is a nice handy storage area just ahead of the gear lever and lots of space under the armrest. The door pockets are a decent size, there's a hidden cubby under the steering wheel and the glove box is also pleasingly capacious.
Priced from just over £39,000, standard equipment on the S3 includes cruise control, fine Napa leather front sports seats, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 3-year subscription to Audi Connect infotainment services and rear parking sensors.
Now, because this very car has been used for 6 months by my good friend and colleague James, he's asked me to point out a few things related to the cabin of this car and the standard equipment. And if you want to know more about James's impressions, then check out his long-term written review on the website or the video series on this very channel. Firstly, on this near £40,000 Audi, you don't get keyless entry as standard, which does seem a bit odd given I've got that on my Ford Fiesta. Also, there's no standard adaptive cruise control, which isn't the end of the world, but it might be annoying to find out that the car does have it fitted, it's just simply not activated. And we know that because if we try and change the distance on this cruise control stalk, the following message comes up, which is a bit annoying.
In fairness, Audi aren't the only manufacturer to hold back the use of equipment that's already fitted to the car in an attempt to extract more money from the customer. Is it a big deal? Let us know in the comments below.
So, rear seat review, and while it is a bit dark in here thanks to the black leather and the black headlining, I do have plenty of space to get comfortable. Also, because the storage pack comes as standard on the S3, you get the benefit of these storage nets on the back of the front seats that are perfect for storing bits and pieces in. Isofix points on the outer rear seats are also standard, while a useful fold-down armrest features handy cup holders to aid your hydration in the back.
Open up the boot and you're greeted with 325 litres of space with the seats in place and 1,145 litres with them down. It's therefore not the largest boot among its rivals. For example, the Mercedes-AMG A35 has a bigger capacity, but it's a good shape and it benefits from the ridiculously useful luggage net that holds your shopping securely in place when you're driving around corners. Lastly, the seats fold in a 40-20-40 split, adding that bit of extra flexibility should you need it.
Before we take the Audi S3 out on the road, we're going to do a quick usability test in the form of Hope's Car Olympics. So against the clock, I've got to fold down the rear seats so they're flat, tune in the radio to Absolute FM and ask the sat-nav to take me to Buckingham Palace. I'm ready! Okay, let's go. So we're going to start in the boot. Right, we're going to go fold from the corner here. There we go. You can do a different way where you split all three seats separately, but we're not doing that today. I'm going to jump in here. Okay, first things first, go on to radio. Scroll through the list. Absolute, always at the top, very handy. La 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 la. Okay. There's your proof, can you hear it? Mute that for the time being. Go on home, navigation. I've got my lovely map there on my digital dashboard display and on here. Search. It's very quick and very easy to use. Buckingham Palace. It's giving me some suggestions, which is always nice as a little shortcut. Buckingham Palace. Loading, loading, loading. There we go. Start. There we go. Oh, there's a toll road, FYI, if you go in there. That was so easy. I know I spoke about this earlier, saying how easy it was, but actually doing that, even against the clock, was seamless. This system is fantastic. I love the map graphic, and folding down the seats was easy too, and they've gone so flat, you could fit so much in there. Let's now see what this car is like to drive. So far then, the S3 has proved itself to have a lovely interior and solid practicality. But come on, this is a hot hatch, so what's it like when you put your foot down?
Well, despite its subtle looks, the S3 is packing some serious punch under the bonnet. A 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, it produces 310 horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque. Good for 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 4.8 seconds and a top speed of 155 miles per hour.
For starters, the Quattro all-wheel drive system is absolutely brilliant. It doesn't matter whether it's wet or dry, there's always tons of traction to exploit and none of the power is ever wasted. Then you've got the 7-speed DSG transmission. Put it into sports and the reactions are really impressive. Plus, it's always silky smooth. You can play around with different drive modes, but I find myself leaving it in individual mode all of the time. As you can see, I've got the engine and the engine sound in its sportiest mode, while the steering is kept nice and light in comfort. And talking of sound, I quite like it. It's fake, but it's a good fake because it sounds a lot like the Audi RS3, which I have no complaints about.
However, if I was to make a complaint about how the S3 delivers its hot hatch performance, it would be to do with the way it rolls in corners. It actually works quite well in wet conditions, but when it's dry and you're enjoying your favourite road, you do notice the body of the car leaning through corners more than is ideal.
The other side to this softness should be that the car rides very nicely, but actually it could and perhaps should be better. At high speed, it's fine, but driving around town you really notice sharp bumps and cracks in the road. Thankfully though, these leather sports seats are very comfy and go some way towards making up for it. Also, road noise is high and does take some getting used to if you've just come out of a car with better refinement. If you want to solve the comfort issues, then your best bet is to get the Vorsprung spec car that comes as standard with adaptive dampers.
The claimed average fuel economy figure for the S3 is 34.9 miles per gallon, and happily, we've seen a real-world average of about 33 miles per gallon over the last 10,000 miles or so. Reliability has also been reasonable, with only one issue resulting in one of the car's infotainment control modules being replaced under warranty. The Audi S3 is a classy, hot hatchback that's a good choice for those who want the convenience of a practical 5-door and the performance of a sports car. The cabin is a delight, and it's got the requisite passenger and boot space to make it a highly usable everyday car.
The only fly in the ointment is that if you want things like keyless entry and adaptive dampers, which you ideally do, then you need to get the Vorsprung spec model, which is £47,000 rather than £39,000. For those happy with the regular trim, then I definitely recommend the comfort and sound pack that comes with reversing camera, heated front seats, and the very impressive Bang & Olufsen sound system.